Hey there, this is my new video to guide all of you folks on using Gemma 3 in different environments. Colab, we are going to use Colab and get our credentials from Kaggle, our tokens. Then we are going to do a local setup using Ollama, Docker Desktop, and also OpenWebUI. And finally, deploy it on Google Cloud Run. All right, let's start with the easiest way to get your hands on Gemma 3 using Google Colab. Colab provides a free environment with the necessary tools, and with a few simple steps, you'll be chatting with Gemma in no time. First thing first, we need to get your Kaggle API tokens. These tokens allow Colab to securely download model and other resources from Kaggle. So we need to hand over to Kaggle, go to your avatar on the upper right corner, and then go to settings. If you scroll down, okay, here it is. You can create a new token or create tokens for you. And you will see a pop-up to download a kaggle.json file to your computer. Please keep this file safe. Now let's switch back to the Colab notebook. And over here, we need to give our token to the Colab. So we need to go on the left side here on the key, open it, and as you can see, I have already added my tokens. So now you need to press the add secret in the name field over here. You can type Kaggle username, and then open your kaggle.json file in a text editor and copy the value associated with the username and paste it over here in the value field in Colab. Then again, add a new secret, repeat the process, and this time in the field name, write Kaggle key, and over here from your Kaggle JSON file, paste it the value associated with key, and that's it. Now you have already created your secrets, and Colab can access your Kaggle credentials securely, and we are ready to get to the code. One more thing is you need to change the runtime, and please get the T4 GPU or L4. I got this one, and we are ready. The first part of the code imports the necessary libraries and then sets environments variable using the secrets we just added. This is how our Kaggle username and key are securely accessed without hard coding them in our notebook. Next, we need Next, we need to install the required libraries for working with Gemma. We'll be using Keras NLP and the latest version of Keras. This command use pip Python package installer to download and install the latest versions of Keras NLP, Keras version 3 or higher, and the Kaggle library. The -q flag keeps the output quiet during installation, and the -u ensures we are upgrading if these libraries are already present. Now, over here, we are importing libraries that we will use. Maybe I'm not using them today, but this notebook I'm going to play around with Gemma, uh, and later on I want to inference images. So I'm writing everything. You may skip some lines of code over here. And over here, I authenticate with the Kaggle API. This line uses the Kaggle library and the environment variables we set earlier to authenticate our session with Kaggle. Now Gemma 3 is built on different backend like JAX, TensorFlow, PyTorch, and I decided to use JAX. I don't know why, but it that it just came to me. And this code snippet sets the Keras backend environment variable to JAX, telling Keras to use the JAX backend for its computation. Finally, I'm loading the Gemma3 model and generate some text. I'm going to use the Gemma3 instruct 1b preset, which is the smaller instruction tune version of Gemma3. This code first loads the pre-trained Gemma3 instruct 1b model using the Keras NLP model Gemma3 Casual LM from preset. Then it uses the generate method to ask the model to explain the Gemma3 model in one sentence and prints the model response. And that's it, there you have it. You have successfully run Gemma3 on Google Colab, and now you can experiment with different prompts and explore the capabilities of this model. Over here, I played around with the form, and that's why I ran this line to get all the keys, the preset keys, and have it here as a drop down. Cool. Now let's move on to running Gemma3 locally on our machine. This setup involves using Ollama to manage the Gemma model, Docker desktop to run OpenWeb interface, and OpenWebUI itself to interact with Gemma through a user-friendly interface. First, you need to go to ollama.com and follow the installation instructions for your operating system, macOS, Linux, or Windows. Then you need to open a terminal and run after installing Ollama dash version, and I'm having the 0.6.4, and now I can pull from Ollama, maybe I need to make it bigger, Ollama pull Gemma3. This command tells Ollama to download the Gemma3 model. This might take a little while depending on your internet speed. It's doing great. I have a good internet connection. And now you can write Ollama list, and we can see Gemma3 models over here. Perfect. Next thing is you need to go to the docker.com and on the desktop and download the version for your operating system. Follow the installation instructions provided on the website. You might need to restart your computer after installation. Now we need to go again back to our terminal over here. But before coming here, we need to go to GitHub on the OpenWebUI because we need to get the code that we want to paste. So we need to scroll down and we are going to get the first one because we already have Ollama in our computer. So copy this, come over here, paste it, and then just run it. The dash D over here runs a container in detached mode. The dash P 3008 80 maps our port 3000 on our local machine to port 8080 inside the container where OpenWebUI runs. The dash dash add until over here the gateway configures the network access from dash v up to somewhere here, creates a named value OpenWebUI to persist the OpenWebUI data, and yep, and then you run it. Once you run that command, sorry, once the Docker command has finished running, it might take a few moments to download. You can come over here on your desktop, open it, and you will see something like that. Click on that, or here the port. It takes us to the Gemma3 latest version, and it's over here. And we can run, give me an idea, and run it. We need to wait a little bit. As you can see, it is a local host, and here are the results. Now you have Gemma3 running locally, accessible through a web browser, and that's thanks to Ollama and OpenWebUI, which is really cool because if you do the local host, you can travel maybe on the plane and have your Ollama, Gemma, and Gemma version help you on tasks. Maybe you need to prepare something. So we are ready now for our last part, and we're going to explore how to deploy the setup to Google Cloud Run. This allows you to run Gemma3 and OpenWebUI in the cloud, making it accessible from anywhere. This involves containerizing both Ollama with Gemma3 and OpenWebUI and then deploying them as separate services on Cloud Run. First thing you need to do is to create your project and connect it with your billing account. Then open the CLI. You can come up here and click on that. Now we are going to create our repository name. So you need to write repository name equals to Gemma3 Cloud Run. This is mine. You can change it whatever you want. Now we're going to create the artifact registry repo. This is where your Docker images will be stored, and we will create it on the Europe West region, which is Netherlands because I'm living in Greece, but you can choose a region closer to you. We are authenticating Docker with our artifact registry repo, and then we are creating a directory, Ollama, and also changing directory, and then we need to touch our Docker file. So for that, I'm going to open my editor. So over here, you can see from Ollama. This starts with the official Ollama Docker image, sets the directory for Ollama models, reduces the logging, keeps the model loaded in memory and GPU if available, specifies the Gemma 3 model to download. You can also use other version or I don't know, whatever you want. Over here, start the model. The Ollama server in the background waits for 5 seconds and then pulls the specific Gemma model. This ensures the model is downloaded with the Docker image. And finally, specifies the command to run when the container starts, which is the Ollama server. You need to save it and navigate back to the parent directory. And then we need to submit a build to Google Cloud Build. The tags we have over here, the resulting image with the specified artifact registry URL, and we specify also a machine type with memory, CPU resources for build process. And the Ollama is for the Docker file. Now we are pulling the OpenWebUI Docker image from the Docker Hub. And then we tag the image to our artifact registry. Finally, we push the tag image to our artifact registry. If everything runs smoothly, you can see everything over here. Now let's go to Cloud Run. I have created everything for me and it's working. But for you, you need to come over here, deploy container service, and stay over here, select. You need to go over here to Europe West because I was using Europe West, and select the Ollama Gemma first, the latest version. Okay, it says exist, but we can continue for now. You can change the region. Over here, you need to allow unauthenticated invocations for simplicity in this tutorial because it's just a demo, but consider more secure options for production like require authentication. Over here on the billing, choose instant based if you intend to use GPUs, otherwise request based is fine for CPU only inference. Let's leave it, but if you don't have quotas, don't worry, leave it as is and you can ask for quotas and then come over here and continue. We can scroll down over here, containers. For containers, we need to change it to 11434. It's the Ollama default port. And here for the resources, change it to 16 and to 4. So here you can check this box because you might need GPU. As you can see, I haven't requested GPU quota, but you can do it. Otherwise, don't worry. And then that's it. You can click on create. Once the service is deployed, copy the URL provided. This is the URL for your Ollama service. If you open it, you see that Ollama is running. And then again, we need to go back again, deploy container, service. Now select, and we are going to get the OpenWebUI. Select that. Yes, of course, you need to change the name or whatever, the region. We don't need to do anything over here, but okay, let's say allow authenticated billing, it's request based. Over here, it is port 88. It's the default port for OpenWebUI. Let's scroll down again, 16 gig and 4. Okay, so also for the previous service, if you have issue with the maximum number, change it to 1. It works fine, so don't worry about that. Before clicking on create, we need to come up here again, variable secrets. You need to add a variable over here. And you can give the name Ollama service URL. And over here for the value, you need to add the URL we got from the service from Ollama. And then that's it. You can click create. Once the OpenWebUI service is deployed, click on the URL provided for this service. It's this one. You can see it's OpenWeb, US Central One run. And I asked to tell me a fun fact about running Gemma3 on Cloud Run, and here is the response. Alright, awesome. You've now seen how to unleash the power of Gemma3 in 3 different ways. From the quick and easy setup in Colab to running it locally with Ollama and OpenWebUI, and even deploying it to the cloud with Google Cloud Run. So, whether you are a code wizard who loves tinkering in Colab, a local first enthusiast rocking Docker, or a cloud architect pushing the boundaries, you've got the tools to start experimenting with Gemma3 right now. If you found the journey into the world of Gemma3 helpful, exciting, make sure to smash that like button somewhere down here. It really helps others discover this content. And hey, if you want to stay up to date with the latest in AI, open source models, Google Cloud, and cool tech tutorials, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Again, it's somewhere here. And ring the notification bell. We've got plenty more coming your way. And I'm curious to see what you are going to build with Gemma 3. Please write something in the comments below. I'm super curious to see your projects, and thanks for watching and happy experimenting. Catch you on the next video.